got a posting in human rights, I
Right.
always felt like a my bab. Okay, I sort of revived the dairy, or I managed the district so well, or
Right.
I brought in the concept of resource convergence by avoiding duplication, and that has benefited somebody.
Mhm.
And people have faith in me that they come to me for justice. I had that concept.
Okay.
And when I joined the human rights, it was an eye opener to understand that bloody well it was my duty. Being honest to the chair which you are occupying, not to anybody else. Because that chair expects you to be problem solver. That
Right.
chair expects you to take that sector to the new heights. That chair expects you to do justice to each of the stakeholders. So that is what is important. And that's what was a big transformation in my thinking process. Smartphones were only 40% in the market, and rest of the 60% of mobile phones were feature phones. So in RBI, a sandbox was created
Mhm.
to work upon that how digital payment will work on the feature phones.
Right.
But to our amazement, once we rolled it down in May 2019, the smartphone population changed the ratio. The smartphones became 60 to 65%, and
Hmm.
feature phones started becoming lesser and lesser.
Lesser,
So
yes.
that entire sandbox idea was abandoned. The digital payment has gone up in geometric proportions. The
Mhm.
cash payment has also doubled, more than doubled.
Right.
So if you look at it in the market, so that is more for tax chori,
Mhm.
tax saving, and everything.
Hello and welcome to Indian Masterminds. I am Pallavi, and today we are delighted to have with us former IAS officer Dr. Aruna Sharma. Dr. Sharma is a practitioner development economist with vast experience in public policy and governance. She has served as secretary in the Ministry of Electronics and IT and also as Secretary Steel in the Government of India. She was a member of the RBI's High-Level Committee on Deepening Digital Payments in India. Her work spans digital transformation, fintech, digital assets, and core sectors like steel and mining. An author of 5 best-selling books, her latest work focuses on India's 5 trillion economy and achieving SDGs through a system-based data-driven approach. In this conversation, we'll explore her journey and her role in strengthening digital payments in India. Hi, ma'am. Welcome to Indian Masterminds. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so, ma'am, let's start. Like, you back then, when you joined civil services as an IS officer, how was it, the training, going into Labasna and then coming on to field? If you can summarize your experiences.
Oh, very exciting. So, first of all, one is very happy
Mhm.
that one has successfully got into what one has aimed for.
Right.
And in academy, you come across everybody who has achieved that. So, it's a good camaraderie there, and you meet everywhere in Missouri, the LBSNAA. And then the training is very well designed, then it was, where you were exposed to different aspects of law, constitution, and everything.
Mhm.
And then for 1 year, there was a rigorous district training where you were attached to a district, and there you were exposed with different departments. So it was absolutely like a sponge. You were learning from everybody, from the top boss to the peon,
Right.
because at every stage, there was a learning as to how they manage, what they do. Even the lowest functionary of the government,
Hmm.
it was very exciting, no doubt about it. And that stood by oneself when one actually got the posting once the training was complete. So that is the journey, and definitely the excitement is always there for anybody who manages with their hard work to get through.
Okay, ma'am. So, when you joined, I think you are 1982 batch.
Yes.
Yeah. So, back then, how many women were there in your batch?
On an average, they were 14% all along. And I think we also retained that percentage.
Okay.
But then, yes, we were there on the top ranks. So it was very good. Yeah.
Okay. So all were IS only, the 14, because
No, no, no. 14% from total service, but within IS also, it was 14%. I
okay.
must say. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So okay, now ma'am, you have worked for Ministry of I think as a Secretary of Steel in government, and then you have various profiles which include being uh, in fintech, also in digital transformation and e-governance. I basically wanted to know, like, in your experience of, like, I guess around 4 decades, how do you think all those experiences in fintech and working in government and now separately, how it has shaped your personality, and how you think, when you look back, how you think India has moved ahead in the past 4 decades?
Oh, oh, okay. Let me split it into two. How
Yes.
I felt about is yes, it was a learning curve all along.
Hmm.
And the tool I always used was understanding and problem solving.
Right.
So the style I adopted because I got all the postings
Hmm.
where there were the problem areas. So I was collector. The last district where I was collector was a very communally sensitive district. Then I was there when the dairy sector was absolutely in dooms
Hmm.
with 2 years of market balances and 1 year of no salaries paid to the employees kind of a structure.
Okay.
That we revived completely, and now it's still doing so well.
Hmm.
And then, of course, the steel was sinking in 2015.
Yeah, very
Yeah, it was. And in IT sector, basically the focus was on better governance
right.
because there was so much of doubling
Hmm.
of information and databases and everything.
Hmm.
And that worked out to be an excellent model to take ahead
Hmm.
because that helped in direct benefit transfer, designing and execution very well.
Right.
And definitely later on for deepening the digital payments. So that is the kind of structure. So my focus has always been an open dialogue with stakeholders, flag the problems, and
Hmm.
try problem solving.
Right. And that was your approach. Also, I read somewhere like you have something called my bap concept. I couldn't understand it very much, but if you can explain it to me, like, how,
Yes,
what is
yes.
it?
Very correct. Before I got a posting in human rights, I
Right.
always felt like a my bab. Okay, I sort of revived the dairy, or I managed the district so well, or
Right.
I brought in the concept of resource convergence by avoiding duplication, and that has benefited somebody.
Hmm.
And people have faith in me that they come to me for justice. I had that concept.
Yes.
And when I joined the human rights, it was an eye opener to understand that bloody well, it was my duty. It
Right.
was the duty of my chair to deliver. And
Right.
if you don't do it, you are doing an injustice to your chair. So that is very important. So that's where I learned
Hmm.
that every officer has to perform to their best
Right.
to being honest to the chair which you are occupying, not to anybody else. Because that chair expects you to be problem solver.
Right.
That chair expects you to take that sector to the new heights. That chair expects you to do justice to each of the stakeholders. So that is what is important. And that's what was a big transformation in my thinking process.
So, was there any incident, or there?
Not incident. When you start looking from the lens of human rights, then
Right.
you realize that it is the right of every citizen to
Hmm.
have a quality of life. It is the right of every citizen to
Hmm.
have an access to education, good health.
Right.
These kind of things start dawning on you.
Right.
And if the system is not ensuring that, then there is something wrong in our system or our thought process or our delivery of system, and we
Right.
have to correct it.
Right, ma'am. Like, while you were talking about your, you were saying कि I felt like कि I am the one who kind of revives everything, and I had this. But like, when you look back, was there any experience or any incident that has changed your outlook to the society completely, or that has moved you?
No, I think in our service we get toughened up. So
Right,
we keep our emotions away from the job.
right.
So we take it as a job. Like this is a job and I have to do it, give my best to it, and I have to deliver it. The moment job is done and you move out from there, you move out completely. So you don't carry forward any of that burden or baggage or nothing. But yes, in future, if you can contribute in some way to
Hmm.
further revive it, then one, yes, feels happy to do that. But
Okay.
otherwise, no.
No. Okay. And you have experience in IT also. आपने fintech और इन चीजों के लिए भी काम किया. Now digital thing is also changing with the concept of AI and everything. How do you think it is going to impact governance or administration? Already, the police and everything are already using AI, but how do you think it is going to impact in a good way and bad way both?
See, I put it this way, AI is just tool, you know. It is a tool for better, faster analytics of all the databases you have.
Right,
It is nothing beyond it. It is up to you how you use it. So
right.
what question you ask to the AI is your question. For a better governance, how do you go about it and what kind of a better question you ask for it?
Hmm.
So that is the way you will have to use the AI.
Hmm.
Because databases in India, luckily, we got into the digital forum for quite number of years, for more than 2.5 decades. We have
Right.
gone in for it.
Hmm.
We were the first one to sort of have starting getting databases at different levels. And now we have graduated enough, like what we developed as Samagra,
Hmm.
brought all the databases of households into one platform. So, in the sense, a lot of convergence has also taken place in the databases.
Right.
So, with all these databases available, instead of a repeated, again, silo works, it
Hmm.
is very important that these databases are tapped to get better dashboards for better decision making
Hmm.
and, most important, better targeting. If
Right.
you see the latest CAG report, which was tabled in December 2025, it has flagged many of the issues where targeting has been poor, where the money has not reached the real beneficiary, or money has been wasted en route. So, in spite of being digital, if this is happening, it is a matter of concern, right? No
Right.
AI, nothing is going to help you unless until you streamline
Hmm.
your understanding of databases and use it for better targeting.
Right.
That is very important.
Okay. And do you think, like you already mentioned, ki you need to streamline things, otherwise this can backfire also. Ma'am, you have also worked with RBI. Were you part of Indian in our team developing UPI, or it was after your?
Yeah, no, no. What we did in 2019, I was there.
Mhm.
The idea was to deepen the digital payment and which is the best way to do it.
Right.
So, one thing was there that we looked at all the kinds of digital payments in that. So, it was a 5-member high level committee. And what we looked into it, if you recollect, in 2019, till April, till May, April and May,
Right.
the RTGS and NIFT used to be available only for 8 hours.
Hmm.
So if we are talking of deepening digital payments, it's not going to work. It has to be 24 by 7. So that was the first correction for high value payments, which has to be made into 24 by 7. Similarly, IMPS limits were increased
Hmm.
for faster payments. Then we started talking on focusing on mobile payments. Then UPI was the answer available, which
Hmm.
was in a very limited way, but how to expand it,
Hmm.
how to reach it. So through QR codes and through UPI payments and everything, that is what we recommended and we started it off. That time our challenge was the smartphones were only 40% in the market and rest of the 60% of mobile phones were feature phones. So in RBI, a sandbox was created
Hmm.
to work upon that how digital payment will work on the feature phones.
Right.
But to our amazement, once we rolled it down in May 2019, the smartphone population changed the ratio. The smartphones became 60 to 65%,
Hmm.
and feature phones started becoming lesser and lesser.
Lesser,
So
yeah.
that entire sandbox idea was abandoned. It was not needed, kind of a thing.
Okay.
The smartphones had taken over.
Hmm.
And what we thought at that time, UPI, and especially I thought that UPI will be more urban centric
Hmm.
kind of arrangements.
Hmm.
But yes, the urban Thelawala will also use it through
Hmm.
QR codes and others. But pandemic was like an taste of pudding, acid test.
Hmm.
And suddenly you find the UPI spread all over,
All.
all over. It
Hmm.
became a lifeline in the remotest area as well. So
Right.
that was a wonderful experience that how this caught on
Hmm.
and our entire model was able to take it.
Take it right, huh?
Yeah.
It's an
But
example
where
for the whole world, I guess. This UP.
absolutely, absolutely. And where we think we failed was at that time when in 2019, the cash in the market was 15 lakh crores,
Hmm.
where people used to deal in cash. Unfortunately, that reducing considerably, it has now become 35 lakh crores.
Hmm.
So even though the digital payment has gone up in geometric proportions, the cash payment has also doubled, more than doubled.
Right.
So if you look at it in the market, so that is more for tax chori,
Hmm.
tax saving and everything. So for that, then lessening the printing of notes or high value notes was also now being moved at. And that is where it is calibrated now. So that you print only maximum 500 rupees note and gradually only 200 rupees note, so that maybe this cash dealing will start coming down. But what we had recommended and has not happened, we had made 87 recommendations. 85 were executed, 2 were not. And those 2 were giving a tax incentive to those who do digital payments.
Digital payments, yeah.
So you disincentivize cash, whereas it is reversed now. When some of the Pani Puri wala got notice of GST or others got GST, so you were actually disincentivizing digital payment because it was caught that he's making a sale of 40 lakh of rupees. Right. You got it?
Yeah.
Right. So you should incentivize it.
Yeah.
And incentivize cash, because then it will be very convenient for him to immediately switch over to cash.
Cash,
which is not welcome.
Yeah, many, I think shopkeepers, especially when you go and buy gold, I have personally experienced that you ask for, they will give
Receipt.
you a receipt, but if you want कि थोड़ा सस्ता हो जाए, like
GST ना देना पड़े,
ना देना
GST की
पड़े,
बचत हो जाए.
they will ask for cash payment, and you happily do it because in middle class you want one penny saved is like very important. So yeah,
very correct. You will think so that you have to bring it in the policy, and that's what we recommended. We should incentivize digital payment more and more and disincentivize cash. It is happening reverse in the market.
Right.
Unfortunately, yes. And what you say is right. My house help, he wanted to buy a cycle for his child, in which we all contributed for the birthday. So he came back. He said, I got it for 9,000. Otherwise, it was 11,000 because मैंने cash में pay कर दिया. You know, I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, because 2,000 means a lot.
It means a lot. Means a lot.
Yeah.
That's true. That's right.
So this was Dr. Aruna Sharma. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. To listen to more such interesting conversations and stories from bureaucracy, like and subscribe Indian Masterminds. Till then, stay tuned and stay curious. Thank you for watching.